Welcome back to Marvel Media Podcast, where we talk about all things media, especially Marvel. I'm Blake, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Josh and Alex.
Welcome to episode 1 of Talking About the Boys. So we're going to be talking about season 1 of the Boys here, with the anticipation of season 3 coming just around the corner. So let's just talk about season 1. What do you guys remember? What do you guys remember liking about it? I don't know if you guys remember too much about season 1. It's been a few years.
Main thing I
Well,
remember
for me,
is
it's
that,
different, though.
Yeah, Blake just recently watched them. While for us, we
Right.
watched them like a while ago, a hot minute ago. I mean, I just remember at the time, like season 1 for me was just like a nice refresher from like just different vibes, obviously, off all the comic book movies that were coming out. So it's just nice. Also, just getting shell shocked with A-Train just running straight through the girlfriend. That scene right there, and that just kind of set the tone for the show. But overall, season 1 is still my favorite season so far, but I'm only two episodes into this new season anyways. So I don't know what you guys are thinking about it.
Season 1 still definitely probably my favorite one, especially with the cliffhanger at the end. I don't know. I felt like I have a feeling that the reason we have season 1 like on top of season 2 primarily is because it was like a brand new thing that just came out, and it was like, a different take on superheroes, and a group where normally a group of vigilantes or people that don't really do things the right way would be considered the bad guys, and obviously the heroes are the good guys. It's flipped on its head, where it's actually that the superheroes are a bunch of jackasses, and the boys, like the group themselves, while their methods are not the best, it's for the greater good. So I think just because having that idea, having it flipped on its head, and obviously like Josh mentioned, the shock of like that happening in the first episode, where Huey's girlfriend gets ran through by A-Train, and that was pretty bloody, and and it only got even crazier from there. You got like Butcher's wife. There was this whole like subplot about her going missing, and then how everyone thinks she's dead. Butcher still feels like she's alive out there somewhere. And then obviously the reveal at the end where she was alive, and she actually had a kid with Homelander, and she's been kind of isolated in this, I don't know, like vault property area where it's literally locked off from like the rest of the world, and she's been pretty much raising Homelander's kid for like the last 10 years or something like that. So she's been gone for a while, and that cliffhanger obviously left us all like, what the hell. So it's kind of a mix of all those things together is probably why we all think that season 1 still is above season 2, and obviously we can't really say much about season 3 as we've only really gotten 3 episodes so far. But yeah, I definitely agree that for the most part I have season 1 over season 2, even though in terms of scope and scale season 2 definitely takes it up a notch.
Yeah, so for me, like we said, The Boys is different because I just watched season 1 for I think maybe 2 weeks ago at most. Because like I didn't even really know it was like a thing really until a few months ago. Somebody asked me if I'd seen it, and I was like, no, I've like heard about it, but like I had no idea what it was about. And randomly one night I was like looking for something to watch, and I saw like an ad about like season 3 coming soon, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll watch this. And so like I watched season 1 in the span of like 3 or 4 days, and then a couple days later I then did season 2. But yeah, I mean, I personally I think the show, I don't think I have it rated at like as high as you guys do personally, because I think there's still a lot in this show that at times I'm like I'll be honest, there's times Huey, his acting I think is just bad. Same with Starlight at times. They have like some cringy moments that I'm like, this is like a high school production at right now. Like, I just think it's cringy. Um, some of the stuff I just think is like random and like doesn't really add to anything. Like what just happened. I'm like, okay, cool. But I love the concept, and I think that that's the main thing that like why I keep watching. I think it's so cool to have this like darker. Not only the fact that it's darker, but I also just like how like accurate I feel it is. Like we see in obviously, like the MCU and the DCEU are like the main superhero, things. Like we see a lot of stuff that obviously the boys are making fun of them for and like ripping off like characters' powers and all that. But like A-Train running through her, like I was like, okay, that's like what would happen compared to we like see these speedsters in those like universes. They like punch a normal person and somehow the person just like takes a punch. It's like this person's running how fast? Like what do you mean? Or like in Age of Ultron with what's his face? Who's dead? Quicksilver, like he'd be running and just like scooping people up and running away with them. It's like, I don't think if he's running this fast, he can just hit the brakes, grab a human being, and take off. Like, I feel like the human body, if we were just standing there and this dude came that fast, stopped, there'd be some kind of wind that would blow by us. And then him to grab us and take off again, I feel like that would, like, mess up, like, people. Like, I don't think they'd, like, survive that. Like, I think, like, we'd have whiplash and stuff. So, I like that. Honestly, I love when Homelander uses his laser vision. I always think it's so cool how like you can tell they put into like the fact that it's like burning hot and that there's like actual scorch marks and stuff like that of whatever he burns. Because I feel like with like Superman, I mean I can't tell you the last time I watched something with him in it, but I feel like he just like cuts through stuff, but you don't see like the actual detail of stuff being actually like physically scorched and burned. Like I just feel like they've put a lot into this show, and I like I said, I think the concept is so cool because I think it's partially true. I think if there was superheroes in real life, I think they definitely could get corrupt very easily. I just don't think that they'd just be like these outstanding citizens that are just not caring about trying to get money or trying to get power. Like I just don't believe that. That's just not real. So, I mean, I do agree. I like season 1 better than season 2. But yeah, the whole cliffhanger kind of thing at the end and how unexpected that was for Homelander to just kill Stillwell. I was like, okay, I mean, it makes sense, but like, damn. And then the fact that he saves Butcher just to take him to his wife and see the kid, and then they don't really clarify if Butcher then like passed out right after that, and then that's why he woke up at the Italian place, or what exactly happened there. But like the fact that as long as the acting, like I said, I don't like Jack Quaid, I think is the actor's name who plays Huey. I think he has times where he is not good, but like Butcher, Karl, I don't remember his last name.
Urban,
maybe, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's great, and Antony Starr's Homelander is phenomenal. He does such a good job of playing that like villain who also is like acting like a good person to the public. And like there's other people that I think are solid, but at times Jack Quaid and the actress who does Starlight, at times I'm like, bro, this is not that good.
Yeah, I definitely agree with. I think mainly your like critiques for me is the reason why season 2 is lower. I felt like season 1 for the acting
100%.
was better in the writing, but I think it's more just the storyline they had was stronger in season 1, so that kind of assists those awkward acting moments. But season 2, like for me, it wasn't so much Huey; it was more of Frenchie. Frenchie, I thought was just in season 2 was really cringy to me a lot of times, and like his lines were just awful. While in season 1, I thought he was really solid. And
I could see that.
Yeah, but I do agree though. Like Huey had his awkward moments, but I thought they were more in like season 2 than season 1, because I thought season 1, like him and Butcher, them kind of like growing that like bond almost, I thought was phenomenal with the acting between them two in season 1 for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I just really like the whole company aspect of Heroes. And it's just everything being privatized, and then that way they can introduce, the government dealing with big businesses and stuff and all that. Just basically brings all the worst that could possibly happen for superheroes into this show, which is great.
Which I think is realistic.
Yeah.
Which is, like you said, I think it's just such a, like, burst of fresh air in the superhero world that is so obviously Marvel is huge right now, and obviously we love it, but like, you know, at times there's some stuff that's like, okay, this is getting annoying. So I just think in the whole superhero genre that it definitely is needed, I think. And like we said, I mean, it definitely I'm happy with it.
Yeah, what would you guys rank the first season? Like, just in general, not comparing them to the others, just overall, if you were telling someone this is how I would rank it.
I'd probably say like a 8.5.
That's what I was kind of thinking. I was thinking like
Yeah.
8.4 out of 10.
Yeah, because I was like, for when it came out, it was definitely like, you know, it was good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'd probably be somewhere around like 8, I would say. Is pretty fair for season 1. Like you said, I definitely think the whole storyline and stuff of season 1 of what it was going on is a little bit stronger than 2. So yeah, I would say it's somewhere around like an 8. Pretty fair.
Yeah, it's solid, but nothing like crazy out of the park, you know?
Right. Which I think that's a pretty good description of this show.
Yeah. You guys got any final remarks about season 1? So that's about all I got to say about it.
Was it season 1 where Homelander and Maeve had to save the people from the airplane, and they decided, you know, Homelander was like, no, like this is too much work.
I think that was season 2.
Yeah, it was season 1, I believe, actually.
That
was it?
Because, yeah, that's 100% season 1, because Stillwell was still alive.
Yes. Yep. Okay. So I liked that whole thing, and you know, like the whole, obviously the acting
that
from
scene was
Antony
good.
Starr. Yeah.
I like that scene.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap up this quick little season 1 recap in a way. Kind of give our thoughts about it. Make sure to leave a like on this. Leave your comments down below of what you thought of season 1, excitement for season 3, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.